Welcome back. If this is your first time here on this channel and you experience any kind of issues with playback, please check out the link in the description to my mirrored account on BitChute.com, redpill_McKenzie. Now, in today's video, we're picking up where we left off. We're now in week 2 of May 2018 with the high-level resignations. Talking CEOs, CFOs, COOs, heads of state, police chiefs, you name it. Every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, it's a new week until we basically catch up. And where do I get these names from? Well, I get them from a site called resignation.info, maintained by Resignation Anon. And despite the meme I just showed you, there are actually a lot of good people on this list. Not everyone on this list is a bad person, even though there's quite a few, but not everyone's going to be indicted for that same reason. Check out the link to the indictments on that website if you haven't already. There's also a feature in here where you can report resignations. Anything that's not on the list already since September 2017, or if it's brand new, go ahead, provide the link to that news article. Once it's been verified, it'll be added to the list. And if it's new and it's notable, chances are you might see it on the next resignation show. It's every other Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. German time. The next show, it's on February 17th, and it's hosted on a channel called In Real Life News. I'll put the link to their channel in the description, so that way, if you haven't already done all that stuff before, you can do that now and not miss the next show. Now we've got our bases covered. Let's get to the names. We have all of these senior managers to Nike Inc. in the U.S. Resigned amid an inquiry into harassment allegations. Pause if you need to read all those names still. We have the CEO to Horizon Global Corporation in the U.S. Amid company restructuring, he resigned. We have the CEO to Bizarre Voice in the U.S. We have the CEO to Mountain View Regional Medical Center in New Mexico. Denton Park went off to go to Northwest Health as a CEO there. We have the CEO to Raymond Handling Concepts Corporation in the U.S. Retired. We have the CEO to Atcor International Group in the U.S. Retired. We have the CEO and President to Milford Federal in the U.S. Retired. We have the CEO and President to Tig and Bond in the U.S. Retired. We have the Director to Portland Parks and Recreation in Oregon, Mike Abat. We have the President to the Hall Ambulance Service in California, Harvey Hall. We have Labour MP to the House of Commons in the UK, Heidi Alexander. You have the Chairman to Centrica in the UK. We have the CEO to Kimball International in the US, retired. We have the CEO to Exelon Utilities in the US, retired. We have Northwest Premier to African National Congress in South Africa, Supra M. We have the Director to Winthrop P. Rockefeller Cancer Institute in Arkansas. We have the General Manager to WVTF-FM in Virginia, retired. We have the CEO and VP to Ingenerics in the US. We have the CEO to Port of Newcastle in Australia, Jeff Crow. We have the CEO to Pipe Dream Products in the US, retired. We have the COO to Rolls-Royce Holdings plc in the US, Simon Kirby. We have the CEO to Sun Life Financial Philippines, retired. We have the CEO to Lonely Planet in Australia. We have the CEO to Enviata Ltd Limited in the UK. We have the CEO to Zeal Network in the UK. We have the CFO to GlaxoSmithKline plc in the UK, Simon Dingemans, retired. We have the CEO to B Square Corporation in the US, Jerry Chase. We have the CEO to Valley Electric Association Inc. in the US, Thomas Huston, retired. We have the CEO, President, and Chairman to A.H. Bello Corporation in the US, retired. We have the CEO to Citrix Systems Inc. in Canada, retired. We have the CEO to Matagorda County Hospital District in Texas. We have the Chief to Crestview Police Department in Florida, Tony Taylor. He had been placed on paid administrative leave by Mayor David Cattle. We have the Chief to Wareham Police Department in Massachusetts, Kevin Walsh, retired. We have a Member of Parliament to Australian Parliament, Rebecca Sharkey. Just hours after the High Court ruled a Labor senator ineligible over the dual citizen status, she resigned. We have the CEO to Melbourne Football Club in Australia, Peter Jackson. We have the co-CEO to Jin Air's South Korea, Cho Yang-ho. We have the CEO and president to Gentry Homes Limited in Hawaii, retired. We have the CEO to Tata Click in India, going to Mahindra and Mahindra Limited to work there. We have the CEO to SIA Spa in Italy. We have the CEO and president to Public Interest Registry in Virginia. We have the CEO to Greater Twin Cities United Way in Minnesota, retired. We have the CEO and president to Delta Dental of Michigan, Ohio, and Indiana, retired. We have the CEO to BBDO, India. We have the president to East Mississippi Community College. We have the CEO to Lewis Gale Regional Health System in Virginia, retired. We have the CEO and president to Sharp Electronics Corporation in Japan, Doug Albrechts. We have the CEO and president to Cape and Islands United Way in Massachusetts, Barbara Milligan. We have the co-founder to Flipkart in India, Sachin Bansal. Flipkart was taken over by Walmart. We have the deputy CEO to Ghana Tourism Development Company. We have the senior director for Global Health Security and Biodefense to the White House, Timothy Zimmer. We have the chief to the Navasota Police Department in Texas, Justin Lee. We have the director to Stamper Oil and Gas Corp in Canada. We have the CFO to Kestrel Gold Inc. in Canada. We have the CEO to Leafline Labs in the US. We have the CEO and president to Unity Point Health, Dubuque in Iowa. Dubuque. We're going to West Des Moines as senior VP. We have Rudolph W. Giuliani to Greenberg Traurig in the US, left to serve as President Trump's lawyer. We have the CFO to Central One Credit Union in Canada. We have the CEO and president to Arts Greensboro in North Carolina, retired. We have the chief of inspections to the UN Nuclear Watchdogs, the IAEA in Australia, Taro V. We have the senior VP to AT&T in the US, Bob Quinn. We have the CEO to GameStop in the US, Micah Mahler. After 3 months of working for the company, resigned for personal reasons. We have a board member from Carlsberg in Denmark. We have the chairman to Choice Holdings Inc. in the US. He was arrested for allegedly punching his wife in the face, and he was jailed on April 23rd and charged with assault, family violence. We have the CEO and president to the Mazda Motor Corporation in Japan, Masamichi Kogai. We have the CEO to Akari Therapeutics in the US. We have the chairman to Polska Meat SA in Poland. We have the CEO to Seven West Media WA in Australia. We have a board member from San Giorgino Memorial Hospital in the US. We have the assistant coordinator to the US State Department, Richard Johnson. We have the deputy chief of police to the Armenian police, Hunan P. We have the chief to Randolph Police Department in Vermont, Daniel Brunel. We have U.S. Attorney to Tennessee, Larry Lorenzi, retired. We have the CEO and president to Fraser Health in Canada, Michael Marchbank. We have the chief to Perry Township Fire Department in Ohio, Rick Phillips. We have the CEO and president to Crane Credit Union in the U.S., retired. We have the president to United Malay National Organization Party in Malaysia. He was the former Malaysian prime minister and was put on a travel ban and then arrested. We have the director to the Mississippi Emergency Management Agency in the U.S., Lee Smithson. We have the director to Tesla Inc. in the U.S., Matthew Schwal. He went off to work for Waymo. Waymo is owned by Google. We have the chief of staff to the Lebanese government, Nader Hariri. We have the CFO to Airbus Commercial Aircraft in France, Harold Wilhelm. We have the CEO to OKEX in China, Chris Lee. We have the CFO to Commonwealth Bank of Australia, Rob Judison. Judison. We have the, I messed that one up big time. We have the CEO, like I do so many others, right? To Canassi Brewing Company in the U.S. We have the Chief Investment Officer to CalPERS Investment in the U.S. We have the CEO to Simple in the U.S. We have the President of International Distribution to Warner Brothers Pictures in the U.S., Veronica Kwan Vandenberg. We have the CFO to the Agent Support Network of America in the U.S. We have the CEO to Hostel World Group plc in Ireland, Virgil Mooney. We have the CEO to Malayan Banking BHD in Malaysia, Lim Hong Tat, retired. We have the CEO to Malaysian Bulk Carriers BHD, Kun Kwan, retired. We have the Chief Commissioner to the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission, Tan Sri D. Ahmad. We have the founder to the Hispanicized Media Group in the U.S., Manny Ruiz. We have the director to the NASA Lyndon B. Johnson Space Center in the U.S., Ellen Ochoa, retired. We have the director to Makatawa Area Express in the Netherlands, amid max embezzlement investigation. We have the director to Erie Regional Airport Authority in Pennsylvania, George Doty. We have a board member to Wynn Resorts Limited in the U.S. We have these two co-heads to Goldman Sachs in the U.S., both of them retired. We have the Deputy Prime Minister to the Croatian government, Martina Delic. Under pressure from opposition groups who accused her of failing to prevent conflicts of interest during the restructuring of food giant Agrocorp. We have the CEO to Arrowhead Electric Co-op Inc. in Minnesota. We have the CEO to Nursing and Midwifery Council in the UK, just days before publication of review into its handling of the Morecambe Bay scandal over the deaths of 11 babies. We have the CEO and President to TDC in Denmark. We have the CEO to the Commonwealth Health Registry Emergency Medical Services in Pennsylvania, and the same individual as the CEO to Moses Taylor Hospital and Regional Hospital of Scranton in Pennsylvania. We have the Chief to Winona Police Department in Missouri, Alonzo Bradwell. And we have the head of group operations to UBS in Switzerland, Ulrich Hoffman. So that's the end of that list for this week. Like I said, every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, it's a new one until we catch up. And don't forget to make sure you don't miss that next Resignation show. So go ahead and sub over to Real Life News if you haven't done that before, and hit their notifications so that way you get the show. And as always, if you like my video, please share, because sharing's caring, and hit the bell for notifications and subscribe to me if you liked it and haven't already done so. Because, well, you don't want YouTube to choose what kind of content of mine you get to see. I love you. Hope you enjoyed it. This is Red Pill McKenzie.